now we are headed north. It's going to be quite a drive. We're going to be headed up to Nag's Head, where we're going to experience a kite festival and see the Wright Brothers Memorial.
And beach time, of course.
And beach time.
Which is why I'm dressed like this.
This here is a kite festival that's put on by Kitty Hawk Kites. It happens every year in the month of June, and it happens right on Jockeys Ridge, which is the biggest sand dunes on the east side of the United States. Big, huge kites are there from all over, and I was able to get a few of mine out as well. This here's what I call my Psycho Spinner. It's an original design of my own. Notice how it flies in an odd spinning shape. Another really cool thing that happens at Jockeys Ridge is Kitty Hawk Kites has their own hang gliding school where they can teach you how to hang glide. You jump right off the dunes. Whatever level of skill you have, they will train you. On our way back to the campground, we decided to go by Duck Donuts, which is another place that makes custom donuts with many different flavors, and we decided to try that out, but we'll tell you more about that a little bit later.
Cold.
Huh?
The water's cold.
The water's cold.
Very cold.
But they got two pools. They got a hot tub too.
Yeah, the indoor pool is nice. This water's too cold.
After enjoying the pool, we decided to take a stroll along the beach up to the Rodanthe Pier, which is not very far from the campground.
Woo, that water is cold, though. That's the Atlantic Ocean for you.
Once we got there, we found out that there was a $2 charge to go out onto the pier. And since we didn't bring any cash with us, we were not able to go onto the pier. But they did let us take a picture right at the edge of the pier before we left. After getting cleaned up from our walk along the beach and then letting Oscar out for a while in the dog park, where he happened to meet himself a very new friend, we got dressed and went on out to have a little bit of dinner and taste the local flavor.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go, and even though we've got a washing machine now, we don't have a dryer. And so usually we just hang our clothes up to dry, but we don't have enough time to do that this time. So I had to go get some change because we're going to use the campground's laundry to at least dry the clothes, and we're going to need money for that. I have to say this trip to the Outer Banks has gone really well, but I've got one complaint, and that is this Highway 12. When it's busy, it's busy. Most of the time it's impossible to make a left turn, so you usually have to turn right and find some place to turn around to go left, because it's impossible to cross traffic to do a left turn on this road. And this is the only road in the whole area, because this one road connects everything. Yeah, it's just a thin band of islands, so there is nothing else. This is it. This is the only road around. So when it gets busy, it's busy. There are no alternative ways. We are rolling, and we've already checked out of the campground.
Yep. And we just got our laundry out of the dryer from the laundry mat here at the campground.
We really enjoyed this place. We would love to come back. We love discovering new things. The one thing I don't like about this area,
So a lot of times somebody will stop and let you out.
yeah, it's nearly impossible to make a left turn. I'm
Okay.
going,
Just
I'm
go
going,
quick.
I'm going, and I'm going.
You're good. See?
I actually made a left turn. I cannot believe that.
You say that every time you do it successfully.
Well, here, that's a miracle. I mean, good night. I mean, it's almost impossible to make a left turn on this Highway 12.
Until we meet again, see ya.
Lisa forgot to put some stuff in the cabinet here. And so that's what happens when you leave stuff on the counter. It will go flying. This stuff here is safe. Everything else is safe. Lisa was hungry, so we pulled over in this little tiny shopping center area. It has a Subway, so she wanted to eat fresh. So came here to stop, but one of us has to sit in the car with the dog. So I'm the one that's sitting in the car with the dog. She's in line. She says it's a ridiculously long line, but I'm waiting on a shift change. Go ahead, you tell them.
Well, when you panic and think you have left your keys
At the campsite.
that you left about 3 hours ago. But they were located. They were in Don's kite bag. I figured they were in here somewhere. But so now we're on our way home.
These people were trying to get through to here, and I got to get out there. I'm going to block everybody's traffic.
You're clear. Hopefully somebody will let you in.
But she was freaking out.
I was not.
She was so freaking out. Yep, she was. She was freaking out.
But it wouldn't have been a situation where I had peace until I knew where my keys were at. Yes, all is well.
She found it. I told you we were going to tell you a little bit more about Duck Donuts. Well, here's the deal. While we were there on the Outer Banks and we went to Duck Donuts, my battery started going dead. I couldn't get any video at that time. So we didn't get to do much footage about Duck Donuts there in the Outer Banks. But we just found out that there is a Duck Donuts that's only 19 minutes away from us right now. And so we're gonna go there and show you a little bit more about Duck Donuts.
Here is the ultimate test though. Can this beat Krispy Kreme? I'm a Winston-Salem girl, and that is where Krispy Kreme donuts started. So that is my question, is can this beat Krispy Kreme?
Well, here's the deal, okay? There's two different donut dynasties going on in North Carolina. One's from the East Coast and one's from the Piedmont here in North Carolina. So, you know, when people think about food in North Carolina, they usually think about barbecue. But they don't realize that there's two different donut dynasties that started right here in North Carolina. And one is the Duck Donuts. They make the custom-made cake kind of donuts, whereas Krispy Kreme, they make the
glazed,
like the glazed donuts, the glazed yeast kind of donuts. And so it's two totally different kinds of donuts and two totally different services, but they both originated right here in North Carolina and not far from each other. So we're going to challenge that, and also we're going to talk about the comparing to zombie coffee that we encountered in Athens, Georgia, and see which one passes the test there as well.
And that's an interesting thing, being as he brought up barbecue, because it's kind of the same idea here. Eastern style North Carolina barbecue, which is pulled pork, but Eastern style barbecue here in North Carolina is totally different than barbecue in our area. Now, my mother is from Wilson, eastern part of the state, so I grew up when my grandmother or my parents, whatever, went to visit family of my mom's in Wilson. They would always pick up barbecue and freeze it. So I got exposed to both. I like both. But some people in North Carolina in particular have very strong opinions about barbecue. Is this my turn, by the way?
No.
Go straight? Okay. Sorry. So who knows? We may be on the verge of the same strong opinions being had with donuts too. So
many donuts as we might end up being the donut couple.
We have gotten into this habit of trying sweets or baked goods or whatever wherever we tend to be, and it's kind of fun because I'm big on that. I want to go somewhere that I can't go at home. What do you travel for, you know? So to me, that's part of the fun.
Right, to taste the local flavors.
Exactly. You've got to do that. So this is part of that. But it's local flavor from the eastern part of the state that we're just now getting exposed to. So it's kind of exciting.
Another really interesting fact that I wanted to share with you about Krispy Kreme. What a lot of people don't know is that the original Krispy Kreme donut shop was actually in Old Salem, which is the part of town that is back in the 1700s. It's a historical area that's now where people dress up in traditional clothes and stuff. Well, originally, before they turned it into the old Salem area, that's where the original donut shop was, and there's a plaque there on the ground right in front of the original place where the donut shop was, which has been torn down now. But right there in Old Salem is where the very first Krispy Kreme was.
I love it. I would love to have one of the cups.
You want one of the cups?
I would love to have one of the cups.
We got different flavors this time. That's pretty cool. We got the Duck Donuts. They were so hot that we had to wait and let them cool off. But by the time we got back to the campground, they were cold. So we didn't get the full flavor of the donuts. So this is our chance to redo that and really get the full effect of these awesome donuts. We're gonna try them.
Mine is chocolate with Oreo.
Awesome.
So good.
And these things are hot, which is a lot better than what you get in like a convenience store or something like that.
Duck Donuts originated in the Outer Banks of North Carolina and was established in 2006. What started as a whim during family vacations in the Outer Banks developed into a fun, unique concept of serving warm, delicious, and made-to-order donuts. This led to the opening of the first 2 stores in the towns of Kitty Hawk and Duck, North Carolina, which is what inspired the name Duck Donuts. Each individual donut is made hot and fresh with whatever topping you desire. You can even have ice cream put on top and have a donut sundae. Now Duck Donuts is quickly spreading across the eastern United States with stores in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee.
Well, that was a very awesome experience. They let me show the making of the donuts. Each one is made to order. You can get up to a dozen in a box, each one different. It doesn't matter what flavor it is, you can get each one different. You can even get ice cream on top of the donuts, like a donut sundae.
Yeah, and the service is really good.
How does it compare to Krispy Kreme?
It's not, but I still love it.
It's a totally different thing. It's a totally different kind of donut, actually.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like not really the same kind of a comparison.
No, it's not.
And also at the same time, how they compared to Zombie Coffee down in Athens, Georgia, which was another great donut shop. I would say that Duck Donuts has Zombie Coffee beat as far as the donuts are concerned, but Zombie Coffee had the better iced coffee.
It was so good. Yes, definitely.
Zombie Coffee actually uses frozen coffee in their ice cubes. They don't use water, they use actually frozen coffee, which makes it that much more powerful and very good.
It was fun.
Hey, all you happy campers out there. If you haven't noticed, our videos are getting a little bit longer. And the reason for that is because we're trying to improve the content of our videos so that more people will like and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I greatly encourage you to do so, because things are just going to keep getting better and better. And we're trying to improve as we go. When we first started this, we just started this out as something that we were going to do for fun. But as more people are starting to gain interest in our videos, we are going to put a lot more into it and put more effort into giving you good quality videos. So please like and subscribe to our videos. And we hope to see you next time. But until then, we just say have some happy camping. Okay?